Hello lovelies, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time. I've missed all of you. I've missed this space. I've missed this avenue of expression, and I'm so glad to be back. So today this video is going to be a get ready with me. I just wanted to sit and chat here with you guys. Grab your makeup. If you just want to watch me, that's cool too. Whatever you want to do, we're here to relax, we're here to chill, and I'm gonna tell you some updates about my life. So if that sounds of interest to you, go ahead and keep watching. So the first big chunk of news, why I am here, sitting here before you today, is that I graduated school, college. I'm the first one of my mom's kids to graduate. I feel proud of myself. I know that, I don't know, sort of like earning a degree, graduation is like, it's not the pinnacle of education like everyone says it is, but I did learn a lot at school and I'm proud of what I learned. I feel like I found myself as an artist. I found my practice at school, and that means a lot to me. So I'm celebrating that more than anything. So I do have a BFA, a Bachelor's in Fine Arts in Film and Video now. So that is super cool. I did finish my thesis film, the film that I was begging for money on the internet for. Let me try and put my hair up. I got my hair done, guys. I went to a salon for like maybe the first time in maybe 5 years. I hadn't been to a salon in so long. I didn't know how to act. But okay, I'm a mess. So I've already moisturized my skin. So just so you guys know, I will be leaving details. I'll either be saying it or I'll put it on the screen. I know with me, I like to know what the girls, gays, and theys are putting on their face. That was the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the hydrating formula. What's the shade? The shade is Rich Ebony. Okay, what else? So I finished my thesis film, and can we just have a moment for me to say thank you again? I know I said thank you to almost every single GoFundMe message, and I've said thank you multiple times in multiple ways, but I don't even know how to express in words the gratitude that I feel towards everyone who donated, everyone who shared, everyone who just left a comment and let me know that something that I was creating was touching them. And that's really important to me. So I invited you all to the showcase, but obviously my engagement is super, super low. So a lot of you might not have seen it, but even though my showcase was online, it was just a really good night. I'm so grateful for all of you who helped me to get there. This is the Born to Glow foundation in the shade Mahogany. It's kind of orange on me, so I just use that as a color corrector. Yeah, so I graduated, I showed my film. Stay tuned for, other showings of the film. If I get in a festival, you guys will be among the first to know. Hey guys, Editing Xenia here. So what I plan to do is definitely have a private showing for subscribers, just like a little event, and maybe we can have like a little Q&A after. But I will be leaving the link up indefinitely for just my film, not the showcase link, on my Patreon. Trying to keep it as private as possible, just because festivals have weird rules about showing your film on public platforms before it premieres in their festival. And I do plan to try and enter some, so yeah, that's that. I'm really excited about what I created, and it's leaving me optimistic for the future, which is always a nice feeling. So the film is titled A Few Things I'm Beginning to Understand, and it's basically just about me through our relationship, just exploring these like these big issues of anti-blackness and exploring them in a more intimate way of how they affect me and my partner, Kiki or Kier, and sort of how they affected our relationship and still do to this day. So if you like sparkly things, bright things, basically, if you like my channel, if you like the aesthetics of my channel, you would love this movie. It's 12 minutes long. Can you believe I'm blending my foundation with a beauty blender? Who is she? But this e.l.f. Camo concealer, like, it blends so horrendously with the fingers, and I liked the shade of the one that I'm using for contour, so I just started blending my foundation with a beauty blender. You know what? It ain't half bad. But okay, I have a list to keep me on track. So the next thing is, okay, so upcoming videos. So as I mentioned before, I just filmed a video on Wednesday, and the topic that I want to explore is conservatism within the Black community, mostly social conservatism, but also discussing a little bit of fiscal conservatism as well. I just thought it was an interesting topic to explore, and I'm not saying that other people haven't explored it, but as always, it is my thoughts and my musings about a topic, and just things that are on my mind, things that come to my mind. The video that has been on the back burner for forever is the Some Thoughts on Laziness video. I filmed it so long ago, I was still in Philly. And if you don't know, I'm staying at my mom's house, which is not in Philly. Black conservatism is gonna come first, and then I'm gonna go in with laziness. And then I also have a reading for you guys. Remember forever ago, I said that I was gonna read As Black as Resistance by Zoe Samudzi? Well, I read it. I read almost the whole book, and I filmed a little video to go with it. I don't have a physical copy of the book, so the book that I'm using in the video is Anarcho-Blackness, but just ignore that. But I did a reading, I did a nice little aesthetic thing, so I think I'm going to be posting a chapter of that every week as well. I'll either post it earlier or I'll post the whole thing on my Patreon. But my plan with that is for all of you who maybe don't like reading or you have problems with reading, if maybe you would just prefer a person to read it to you, I got you. Because I'm that person. I'm the person who doesn't like reading. I'm probably posting the full unabridged version on Patreon, but I'll post it in parts on YouTube. So, alright, this is the face. Do you like what we see? I've also started priming with clown makeup, so that's fun. That's another update for y'all. I literally just dip my finger in and just go with the flow. I was thinking I would go in with a classic Xenia look today, which means blue. So this is the Club Nebula palette. I love this palette. It is so much better. It is so much better than the Escape Pod. I don't know if they reformulated or I don't know what they did, but it's so much better. The shades are gorgeous. They're everything. So I'm going with the shade Rock Hopper right now. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you may have been aware of this situation. And I don't want to go too in depth into it right now because it is mostly resolved. I was experiencing the most stress because of my mom's boyfriend. He threatened to kick me out at some point. I just want to tell you guys that I am safe, that I am okay, that things are looking upward for me, I have a place to sleep. I am okay. Okay, so going forward, so I'm gonna change my Patreon tiers up a little bit because I think the way that I set up my Patreon before, it was based on what I wanted it to be, not necessarily based on what I could make it into at the time. This is the shade Void, by the way, from the same palette. So I'm gonna be changing up those tiers a little bit. Basically, patrons, you are, yes, financially supporting me. You will still be getting early access. I know that early access kind of dissipated because no one had access. Like, I was not posting for a long time. So if you want to financially support me, that's one reason to join the Patreon. If you want to get early access to my content, that's another reason to join the Patreon. And when I was more active on Patreon, I was talking to my patrons all the time. Personal messages, I organized like a little Zoom meet and greet, like just something, because I don't know, what I value most about this space is talking to you guys. In real life, I don't really have anyone to engage with who sort of shares my belief about anarchy, about leftism, which is fine. I really don't expect them to. Like, anarchy governs a lot of how I conduct myself in life, especially within my practice. That sort of like horizontal art making is something I'm very, very interested in the future. I'm very, very interested in having collaborators rather than underlings. How do we implement it in our lives on smaller scales, and how do we rethink the way that we treat people on that basis? It's like, why not show the respect that you have for them through a more horizontal structure? Show them that you respect that I brought you onto this project for a reason, not for me to tell you what to say, but for you to contribute to the message that we all want to bring forth and that we all want to bring into the world. And that could get messy, I'm not gonna lie, but it just sounds like, you know, a better way to go about this collaborative art form of film. So this is what I want to do. I want to be an installation filmmaker, point blank period. I have since I made my first film. But basically, installations are spatially oriented art. Film is about immersion. Film is about bringing you into another world. And I want to be a film artist that not only mentally or emotionally brings you into a new perspective or a new world, but also a filmmaker that physically brings you into a new world. Like, I want my films to be sort of exhibits rather than viewings or showings. Like, with the freedom of not being in school anymore, I have more room to be more transparent about the things that I want to do on the Patreon. I never want you guys to feel like I'm being dishonest with your money, and I'm not being honest about my intentions of what I plan to do with it. I don't know. I didn't want to look like I had just talked about anarchy for a few months and then continued to collect your money and did nothing else for you. Like, I never want you guys to feel like that, and that's how I felt. I felt so guilty. I had under 20 patrons, and I still have under 20 patrons. Just the people there were so kind to me, and I don't know, we did a few events that I did that I really was into and that I loved, and I want to do more of those events now. So I don't know, Patreon is for more personal interactions and more personal things. But tell me what's up with you guys. Tell me the best thing that's happened to you so far in 2021. I just want to talk with you guys. So this is the Ace Beauté palette in the shade Pacific? No. Marina. It's like a really pretty sparkly blue. Yeah, the Patreon is definitely a space for more personal content, more one-on-one stuff. And maybe I'll finally get the book club off the ground. Once I post the first leftist meditation reading of As Black as Resistance, I'm gonna let you know what my plan is. If we do a book club, if we don't, if we talk about it, I would love to talk about it because some of the language in there is kind of difficult to understand. If you're not like formally acquainted with that kind of language, it can be difficult to understand. So I'd love to like just do a little book club meeting so we can all just tell each other like what we understood, what we didn't, ask questions, stuff like that. But I'll let you know when I post that, which will probably be in a week or two from now. Okay, and I'm going in with my finger into the shade Bora Bora, packing that on a little bit more intensely. Now I'm going to the shade from the Kaleidos palette. This is You're My Only Hope. But I love Star Wars, and The Bad Batch has just come out, and I've been watching that, and it's been giving me all of the nostalgia that I need, plus just all of the like newness that I need too, because I love the story of the clones and everything. I love the story of Star Wars, period. I think in the movies they explored the least interesting aspects of Star Wars, the new ones. They literally couldn't have picked more boring, overdone topics for those Star Wars films. But I'm not here to fight any nerds. So you can miss me with that. I love the Star Wars universe. So much can exist within it. I've written a Star Wars fan fiction. Oh my god, speaking of fan fiction. Okay, so a few weeks ago, my mom came in and gave me this binder mysteriously. She handed it to me and she's like, it's a masterpiece. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I accidentally opened it up to the back and it was just notebook paper. And I was like, it's just notebook paper. And I opened it on the other side. This is 2 episodes. This is 2 episodes of a screenplay that I wrote when I was 14. And I was like, oh my god. I have to do a dramatic reading of this. So this is probably something that's gonna go in the Patreon. It's called Generation Lost. There's a ton of white girls in it, and if you want to see my 14-year-old version of a magnum opus, that'll probably be on Patreon. And oh, another thing about the Patreon is I want to equalize all the tiers. So whatever you choose to pay is what you choose to pay, and everyone is gonna have the same access to everything. Under the eye. Oh yeah, I just got this mirror in the mail. I don't like it. My plan was to stone it, paint it, and stone it. If I don't like it, just put rhinestones on it. Okay, now I'm going to the shade Bali, which is so super pretty. It's like a wonderful periwinkle. But I'm watching Star Wars. I'm watching this show on HBO Max called Infinity Train. I absolutely love it. It is the cutest thing ever. Are we living? I'm watching Drag Race Australia. Spoilers. I'm just gonna give a big ol' spoiler. I haven't seen the most recent episode, but Art got eliminated fairly quickly, which gagged me, and I hated it, and I resented. Like, I know these are real life people, but when I'm watching it, it's like a character on a show. I'm not a teenager, so I don't go and harass these people online, but like, I was fully upset. What else am I watching? I'm watching something else gay. Legendary. I'm living for Legendary. Why is Deshawn so gorgeous? Oh, and then I have to catch up on Pose. I 100%. I haven't even seen the new season of Pose yet. I've got to catch up on it. I've got to do it. What about this? I wanted to do... Okay, that's kind of cute. So I got this danessa myricks cream palette, and I don't use anything else for blush. So say goodbye to all my other blushes, because you probably won't see them for a very long time. Dot it on both of my cheeks. Taking it back a little bit. I went through all of my all of the updates that I wanted to go through. Everything's checked off the list. Oh my god, I never said this because I wasn't around for it. But thank you for 2,000 subscribers. Like, what the heck? That is too crazy. I'm going in with pink because I'm not satisfied. Yeah, ooh, we love cotton candy. Okay. Thank you guys for donating. If you donated $1, if you donated $375, what was she able to get with her winnings? So obviously I got this camera. This is the new camera. This is my own camera. Before I was using my boyfriend's camera. So I'm so glad to have a camera of my own. Thank you. I got this lens. This is my first prime lens. It's very beautiful. A cinema lens on the cheaper end, but still, it was a big chunk of change. I believe almost $500 with tax and everything. This is cute, right? I think it's cute. What else did I get? Every set piece that... Go watch my movie, okay? Please do. Every set piece that was used in the making of my thesis. I'm lining my lips with the Maybelline lip liner, and I'm thinking I want a different color. But we'll see. Okay, anyway, back to my purchases for GoFundMe. So every set piece, the dresses that I'm wearing, the nightgown that I'm wearing in this shot, the dress that I'm wearing in this shot, all the pearls that I put on my face. I did that pearl makeup so many times, and it's so tedious because all of that black paint is so hard to get off of you, and the pearls are so tedious to just sit there and put on over and over again every time around your face. So all of the pearls I purchased with GoFundMe money. They weren't expensive, but I had to buy a lot of them. What else? Oh, I got this microphone system. You can't see it. Can you see it? There's my little lavalier mic. I got a little 2-mic lav system. Yeah, you guys helped me out with a lot. Probably more than I'm saying. And this is the shade Cashmere from Wet n Wild. I love how grayish this is. I might go in with my Plum lip liner. This is Plum Passion from Maybelline. This is a Natasha Denona highlighter that I got from my friend. Just literally gonna line the lash line. Nothing fancy whatsoever. Alright, please forgive my mess, my messiness. My memory card filled up 64 gigs, filled all the way up, so I'm gonna have so much fun editing. Yay! But okay, so this is the final look. I'm about to put this scarf on. Stand by, stand by. But at least I checked the card and I got the whole look filmed. So I'm not doing brows because I can't find my brow gel. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Make sure you leave that comment down below. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you like the look, whatever you want to say down there, it's fine by me. If we can sit and talk and help each other, I would love that. So leave the best thing, the happiest moment that you've had in 2021, something that you made, something that you experienced, a friend that you got to see, whatever you did, no matter how small it was. With that, I think we're done here. I absolutely, positively love you guys, and I'm so glad to be back in this space. And then the next Monday should be a brand new Some Thoughts. Yay! The video that I filmed last week is Some Thoughts on Black Conservatism. And I did one of my more extravagant looks. I don't know, you're just gonna have to see it. If you follow my Instagram, you would have had a preview. Speaking of Instagram, if you do wanna just see my day-to-day life, art that I'm creating, get sneak previews of stuff like that, that'll all pretty much be on my Instagram stories. And you can follow more of my makeup looks over there. So if you do want to stay informed with things like that, go ahead and check that out. My Instagram tag is @glassdick. No, I'm not a crackhead. I have gotten that question. That's very weird. I barely even take ibuprofen. Like, drugs scare me. If you are so compelled, and if you are in the situation in which you can, I would really, really appreciate it if you would go over to my Patreon and support me over there. We have $3, $5, and $10 tiers over there, and all of it is across the board. Everyone is going to be having equal access to everything. So I gotta go change those tiers. I have so much to do today. I'm so glad to be back. Thank you guys for sticking with me, everyone who did, everyone who watched my film, everyone who donated, everyone who shared my videos with a friend or a family member or an enemy. I really, really appreciate it. So, is there anything else? Subscribe if you want to. Again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.